following video, we take a look at the end-to-end supply chain of the JP Group. With nearly 390 million tons of cement production capacity, India is the second largest cement producer in the world. It accounts for 6.7% of world's cement output. India's cement industry is vital for its economy, providing employment to more than 1 million people directly or indirectly. Given the multiple stakeholders involved, the supply chain needs to be streamlined and a well-coordinated unit to meet the ever-increasing demand. The JP Group is among the largest cement manufacturers in India. It has 18 plants spread across 9 states. We visited the JP Rewa plant in Madhya Pradesh. The plant has a production capacity of 3 million tons of cement per annum. We now take a look at the cement manufacturing process, how the various raw materials comprising mainly of limestone, silica, gypsum and laterite are procured. The supply chain of cement, like any other commodity, starts with the procurement of raw materials. This process starts with the mining of limestone, which accounts for 60% of the raw material required for cement production. It is excavated in large quarries with the help of drills and hydraulic excavators. These quarries are also a good source of silica required in the manufacturing process. The quarried limestone is then moved to crushing plants via trucks. A stock of 5 days of limestone is always maintained in controlled temperatures. In the crushing plant, primary crushing of limestone is done using limestone crushers. Crushed limestone is then taken to pre-blending stockpile. This is when the first round of quality check is performed, where limestone pieces less than 80 mm in size are separated from the bulk using suction pumps, and the process is continuously monitored via gamma matrix. The limestone is then reclaimed and conveyed to raw material hopper. Post the procurement, the raw materials are sent for fine grinding and are then sent to the kilns for heating, followed by a round of cooling to turn them into clinkers. Reclaimed limestone, along with some laterite, which is a source of another raw material, iron oxide, is stored in their respective hoppers and fed in controlled quantity to the raw mill for fine grinding. The hot gases from the clinkerization section are used in the raw mill for drying and transportation of the ground raw meal to the electrostatic precipitator, where it's collected, stored and homogenized in the continuous flow silo. Clinkerization requires heat, which in this case is provided by burning of coal. JP gets its supply of coal from the state's reserves. Raw coal thus received is collected from wagons using wagon tipplers and stored in coal yards. It is then crushed in coal crushers and is further taken to coal mill for fine grinding. Raw meal from the silo is fed to the top of the preheater for pyroprocessing. The meal, now referred to as the kiln feed, is preheated and then passed through the rotary kiln. Fine grinded coal is fired as fuel to provide necessary heat in the kiln, and the pre-calciner located at the bottom of the 5x6 stage preheater. The temperature reached in the process is around 1400 degrees Celsius. Hot clinker discharged from the kiln is then taken to cooler house that consists of huge fans to cool down the clinker. This clinker is then discharged onto pans and transported to clinker silos. The final stage of production, consisting of converting the clinker into fine powder and packaging of the final product into bags. The required 2% gypsum, purchased by JP Group from the Rajasthan States Mines and Minerals Limited, along with clinker, is fed into the clinker hopper, which is subsequently fed to the cement mill. Here, the clinker is grinded into fine powder and is sent to the separator, which separates fine product and the coarse. The latter is sent for regrinding and the fine product is stored in concrete silos known as cement silos. Cement is then sent for packaging in the packing plant. The polythene bags which JP gets made through a third party are packed into 50 kg packs by automatic electronic packers. These bags are then loaded directly into trucks or trains or are stored in their storage facilities until they need to be shipped. Moving ahead to the distribution portion of the supply chain. Normally, the cement produced at the plant is stored either in its nearby dump or shipped to the company office away from the plant on a stock transfer basis or build basis. It also can be directly sent to the dealers, referred to as authorized stockists in the industry. The modes of transfer of cement is either through road, via trucks, or via rakes, meaning railway wagons. The cement packs can also be transferred to the dealer from the dumps through the carry trucks or through company owned offices away from the plant, again via trucks. The dealer is authorized to ship it to the retailer, who in turn sells it to the customer. The mode of transfer from dealer to retailer to customer is mostly through trucks. The transport is arranged by the seller, but generally it's the customer's duty to receive and unload the goods. There are situations where the authorized stockist can directly sell to the customer and the customer can buy from the plant itself. The Government of India is strongly focused on infrastructure development to boost economic growth and is aiming for hundreds of smart cities. The government also intends to expand the capacity of the railways and the facilities for handling and storage to ease the transportation of cement and reduce transportation cost. These measures would lead to an increased construction activity, thereby boosting cement demand.